Okay, so then I went to her place with my youngest son, Maverick. The other time she got to meet Steve, and they hit it off. It was great. And Steve liked her. So we went, thought everything was going to be fine and great. And when I get there, before I get there, I went and bought her a teddy bear, I bought her some gummy bears, and then I bought her a card, right? So, because I thought it was just something little, something little to show her how much I cared. And by this time, unfortunately, I fell in love with her because she was so great. She was so awesome. And I did. I shouldn't have fallen in love with that quick. That was stupid, but I did. Oh, I did. So, I get there, and it takes like 10 minutes before she leaves the bedroom and comes to the living room to meet me, which I thought was very odd. And I had her kids go in there and see what was wrong, if there was anything wrong. And she had gotten in a fight with her ex-boyfriend and had a panic attack. She has panic attacks. And so he got her to take 4 of her pills instead of 2. So when she came out, she was not walking right, slurpy with her words. She looked like she'd been smoking marijuana, which I knew she wasn't because I didn't smell anything. It was his pills. So he knew I was coming too. So I knew right away that he did that on purposely so our visit would be shitty. Then what happens? He calls every 5 minutes. And after the second time, I go like, I came up here to visit you. And you said that he was done with you, and he keeps calling. And I know he's calling because I'm here. I said, you really need not talk to him on the phone. He needs to wait till I'm gone. So she goes, she wasn't going to answer it again, but yet she kept answering it every single time when she said she wouldn't. Finally, she kept leaving and going to the bedroom when she's talking, or go outside. Then when she comes back in from the bedroom, I heard her say at the end of the conversation, I love you too. Not good. Not a good sign at all. So I called her out about it. Like, what's going on? You said you want to get to know me. You said you like everything about me. You said you're done with him. And I hear you say you love him. I love you too, which means he must have said it first. And she agreed, yes, he did. She said he kept saying it over and over again, and she felt like she had to say it. Wasn't looking good. My heart just started going off bad. Then she disconnects the phone. He comes over. Okay? Now, we were in the bedroom at that time, and just talking on the bed, and he knocks on the door. I heard it really loud, and then he comes on in. He starts taking pictures off the wall, taking the pictures out, started ripping them up. Then he starts to grab the TV set, trying to disconnect it. I guess it was his. So you could tell that he was upset. And this guy is a fireman. Redhead, dorky looking as hell. Anyway, you could tell he had an attitude. So, anyway, we ended up having to call the police because he came back here and grabbed a hold of her arm. Her son goes back here and he sees what's going on. And I stayed in the living room. And he comes out crying. The other son's freaking out too. And the other one's just like, I don't know what's going on, And so anyway, he said, what should I do? And I said, call the police. That's logical. This guy's out of control. So the police come and all that. They tell him to leave. Then she's convinced. She's still trying to tell me that he's okay with everything. Okay? I'm going like, no. For some reason, you're not seeing the clues here. And in fact, she was a completely different person when I met her here in town. At her house, the woman that claimed that, I put him in his place, he knows not to mess with me, he's not going to run me over ever again. No, this guy she's better. You know what I mean? He just, every time he says, come over here, she comes over there. When he comes in the vehicle, it says, come outside, she comes outside. So he's pulling the strings of her heart. So then he heard that part, or she told him that part. So he comes in the house again to get stuff out of the bedroom and calls her back there, and she goes back there. And he goes, oh, by the way, I'm not pulling her heartstrings. I said, yes, you are. And I said, we're together. And I said, I love her. And he goes, oh, really? When did this happen? So he goes back there, he's drilling her about that. I'm now knowing that she's lying to me. She lied to me about telling him that she's interested in me, she wants to be with me and all this. She didn't tell him nothing because I could see the shock on his face. So, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on here, but this is just not good. And what will he do? The point that he's going right in the house, he didn't wait for her to get to the door, he's tearing up pictures, he's very upset, and he knew nothing about that. Supposedly I was just friends with her, is all. So I'm thinking, that he does not know, that she did not tell him. So anyway, he ended up leaving, and she said, because the police, they told him to leave and all that, and not to call, not to email, no nothing. He emails first, then he starts calling, and then he ends up coming over again. Now, before he comes over again, I tell her everything he's going to do. Everything, in front of the kids. I say, what he's going to do? And she goes, no, he's not going to do that. The police already told him not to come over no more, and he won't. And he did. Then after we called the police a second time, he left, and I'm saying, he's going to come back over. When I leave and I go back home, he's going to come back over. And she goes, no, he's not. You got the police called him on twice. I said, well, I said that a while ago about the first time, and he came over the second time. I said, this guy is obsessed with you. But I figured out later that I was being fooled completely on this whole damn thing. This whole damn thing. And I'll explain that in my third video. Okay? So I did leave, and I went home, because I was feeling, not good. My stomach was hurting. My son was feeling stressed, I could tell. I know my son. And he wasn't having a good time. And that really sucked. And she didn't spend no time with him because she was in La La Land. And then the next day, we were supposed to go get groceries. And that was on Labor Day. Now, I asked her in front of the kids if she would be my girlfriend, and she said, yeah. Later, she says, I think I jumped into this too quickly and all that. But I'll explain to you in the third video what happened. So that's it on this one. Take care, God bless, and see you in the next video. Bye.